There are a couple of themes I think are worth having a little peek at for this celebration. You've heard and know the story of how John came to be born, how the angel Gabriel, the angel of the Lord, came to Zechariah, first of all, while he was in the temple, and told him that he would have this child. And because Zechariah didn't believe the angel, didn't think it was possible, he was struck dumb. And so this is why Zechariah is there, and they're having to make signs, and he has to write things down because he's dumb. He can't speak. And he can't speak. And so one of the big themes of these readings is speaking, because John the Baptist is the voice that cries out in the wilderness, "Prepare the way of the Lord." You remember that voice. We hear it especially in Advent as we prepare for Christmas. John the Baptist, the voice. And here, his father's voice is silenced. Silenced because he does not believe. The other theme is to do with call. Isaiah, the first reading, he is called from the womb. The Lord has chosen him to be his servant, chosen him to be the light for the nations. It's not enough, he says, for you to gather the tribes of Israel and bring back the survivors of Israel. I've called you. I'm making you a light of the nations so that my salvation may reach the end of the earth. There's that call of the prophet Isaiah, and that call is equally applied to John the Baptist. That call is also applied, we hear it in the Acts of the Apostles, Paul speaking about David. In this text it says, Paul is quoting the Old Testament, "I've selected David, my son Jesse. I have selected David, son of Jesse, a man after my own heart. After my own heart. Tomorrow we'll celebrate the Feast of the Sacred Heart, who will carry out my whole purpose." And other translations would have not "I have selected," but "I have chosen David." Or other translations would have "called David." And so David is one who is called to carry out as the prophet Isaiah and as John the Baptist, that's who we're celebrating, to carry out the purpose. So there's the voice calling out to us, and how do we respond? I find it very interesting because John the Baptist's father, Zechariah, is dumb. I suspect also deaf, because why else would they have to make signs to him? You know, if you can hear, they could just tell him, should he be called John or should he be called Zechariah? And if you notice, it is when Zechariah says his name is John that his lips are open, that he's able to speak. He couldn't speak. Why could he not speak? He couldn't speak when he disbelieved, when he did not believe God's word. He could not speak when he didn't believe. And in the same way, when there is no belief in us, then we cannot speak either. We are silent. But when he believed, when he saw, when he believed, he was able to say and respond, because the angel said, "You will call him John." And now he is responding. He's responding to the angel who said that this would happen. And when he says his name is John, that is his act of faith, responding now after 9 months to the angel's message that he would have a child. Now he believes his name is John. So he's professed his faith. Now his lips are open. Now he can speak. And John the Baptist spoke from his womb, from the very womb that the Lord was present, and all the way through to his life. So you and I, in the same way as John the Baptist, we might not be called to do exactly what John the Baptist does, but each of us has been called from the womb. The Lord knows who you are. He is not ignorant of you. He is not ignoring you. He knows who you are, and he has called you to himself. Not just to himself. It is not enough to gather the people, the children of Israel, but he has called you to be a light for the nations, so that your light, your faith may shine out and draw others to it.